Good morning. We're out on River Road in front of Fifth Ward Elementary School. We're trying to get the word out about the high emissions of chloroprene from the Dinka DuPont plant. So if you see us, stop and get some information. Come out to our meetings the first and third Tuesdays at 6:30 at Chapatoulas Chapel in Reserve, Louisiana. If you see us out, stop by, find out what's going on. All right, the bus is coming. Are we watching them? All right. There are buses coming out and dropping off the kids at Fifth Ward Elementary, where some of the highest chloroprene emissions readings are found. DEQ, EPA has said 0.02 should be the standard. The emissions in this area is sometimes 400 or 500 times that amount. So it's a danger to our children and to us. Come out, find out what's going on in your community. You need to know. It's been over 48 years that this has been going on with these high emissions. Dinka has recently purchased DuPont, but they were still producing the same product, and who knows how high the emissions have been. The monitoring has only been going on since May of this year by the DEQ. So we want to have you be informed of what's going on in the community. We can't let them keep poisoning us. That chloroprene has been determined to be a likely carcinogen, which is cancer causing. And I'm sure you know someone in your family, in your neighborhood that has been affected by cancer. We don't know if this is the cause, but that's what we're trying to find out. If they don't know, they're still emitting it, and we can't let that go on with these high levels. Take a stand for what's right in your community. If you want the readings, you can come out to our meetings on the first and third Tuesday. You can also go to the EPA DQ website and find out for yourself. The readings are posted, so the information you get from us is definitely from their website. They're doing the monitoring, so these are their numbers. We're all members of Concerned Citizens of St. John. Come out and join us. Right. Chloroprene, no emissions are good emissions. And the readings are too high. We want to have good neighbors, but not bad air. Come out and join the Concerned Citizens of St. John. Obey the EPA or go away. All right, our children should not be exposed to likely carcinogen. I didn't see that one. All right. Only 0.2 will do. That's the current recommended standards by the EPA. We want to hold them and Dinka accountable and liable for these readings to come down. At this area of Fifth Ward Elementary School, the readings are sometimes 500 times that, and that is too high. We need to, entirely too high. We need to get them down, or they need to get them down. So we want to bring awareness to the community of what's going on. Yeah, they closed this year. Yeah. Come out and join us. You're all members of the community, concerned citizens of St. John.
I need a flag.
Get us a flag. We'll have one. We'll get us one for next time.
Absolutely.
All right, Kelly. Letting the community know what's going on with the high chloroprene emissions from Denka, DuPont. Again, we're on River Road, Reserve, Louisiana, by the Fifth Ward Elementary School, who's near the fence line of the DuPont Denka plant. The emissions of chloroprene from the plant are too high. We need to get these emissions, get these emissions down. Chloroprene has been deemed as a likely carcinogen, which may cause cancer. But there are a lot of other effects that I'm sure some of the community has dealt with, as far as eye, nose irritation, respiratory problems, nausea, and a lot of others. The information that we've gathered is directly from the DEQ EPA website. The EPA is doing monitoring at 6 sites around the facility, the fence line, and the readings are extremely high. They're putting in processes to get the readings down, but since the first phase has been put in, the readings are still high. So we are very concerned, and we want the community to know what's going on. Come out to our meetings on the first and third Tuesday at the Chapatulas Chapel in Reserve, Louisiana at 6:30 to get updated readings and information as to what's going on. You can also go to the EPA website. The readings are posted, information is posted, but we have to be involved, people. We can't let our kids keep being poisoned. That's why we're in front of the Fifth Ward Elementary School trying to inform the parents. If you don't know, we're letting you know. This has been going on for 48 years. We didn't know the seriousness. Now that we do, we want to let everybody know. These readings and numbers are not something that we're making up. It's from the monitoring done by DENCA and the EPA. You can go to their website site and verify what we tell you. Come out and get more information. All right. We're out on the River Road. When you see us out with our 0.2 shirts, we are concerned citizens of St. John. Stop and get some information. Come out and join us. Find out what we're doing, what the community is doing to get out the information about the high levels of chloroprene from the Dinka DuPont plant.
Hey, Bo, I tell you, little nephew, come on back out there now. Yeah.
You're wrong for that, bro.
That's all right. Let him come on, sit down.
I gotta go get my phone. All right, Kelly, what's the your sign say? All right, chloroprene, no emissions or good emissions. And our children are being exposed to likely carcinogen. And that's from the chloroprene from the Dinka DuPont plant. We got to protect our children and ourselves. Emissions are way too high.
Wake up, parents.
This is for the community. We want to inform you. Come out to the meetings, go to the EPA website, find out what's going on. You can't sit back and let this continue to happen. This has been going on for 48 years. The community had no idea. Now we know. So if you know better, you do better. And that's what we're trying to do, inform the community of what's going on. We always are the last ones to know about what's going on in our community. But we're trying to be on the forefront and let the community know. When we find out, we'll let you know. We have to be involved. Again, we're in Reserve, Louisiana, River Road, in front of the 5th Ward Elementary School, where there's some of the highest chloroprene emissions. And this is from the Dinka and EPA monitoring. These are not our readings. These are not our numbers. Go to the EPA website. You can get the information from yourself, or come out to our meetings the first and third Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. at the Chapatulas Chapel in Reserve, Louisiana. Come out, be informed. Let's try to protect ourselves and our children. The chloroprene has been determined to be a likely carcinogen. It's cancer causing, but there are many other effects from this. So we want to find out what it's doing to us. We've got to stop the high emissions. We have to hold the Dinka DuPont plant accountable. The EPA has determined that 0.2 should be the level, and these readings are sometimes 500 times that. That is way too high. We can't continue living under these conditions. Come out and find out more information. If you see us, stop us, ask us what we're talking about. We have signs, we're out on the road. If you can't stop now, see one of the people with the red shirts, pull over. Find out what's going on. We know you're concerned about yourself, your children, and your community. So come out and help us get this information out. We want to let Dinka DuPont know that we're watching. We're continuing to monitor them as they monitor the emissions. We're out in front of the Fifth Ward Elementary School. Tomorrow we'll be out again. It may be a different location, but the emissions are definitely too high. We need to let the people know so we can stay on top of what's going on in the community. We have to stop letting them poison us.
What up, Doug? What's up, boy? All right.
Again, we are concerned citizens of St. John, just trying to let the people know what's going on in and around our community. We have to hold Dinka accountable for the chloroprene emissions that they're emitting into the air, as well as 27 other chemicals and carcinogens. If you don't know, you can't do anything about it, but once you find out, there is something you can do. So come out, get the information, try to help your community and yourselves. We can't let them keep poisoning our children.
Come on back here. What up, Bill?
He's scared.
You scared?
That's what you call scared.
Oh, come on.
What?
Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. What's up, Milk? What's that?
We are concerned citizens of St. John on the River Road in Reserve in front of the Fifth Ward Elementary School. We're protesting the high emissions of chloroprene from the Dinka DuPont plant. We want to let the community know what's going on. These readings are too high. Emissions are too high. They have to get them down.
All right, Milk.
We can't let these plants and industries continue to poison us without us knowing what's going on. We have to inform the community. We have not known this for 47 years, but now that we do, we have to take a stance. We only want them to do what's right. They said they're good neighbors. We want them to be good neighbors. Good neighbors, but not bad air. Anyone that drives along the river road in this area is exposed. Readings are taken every 3 days by the EPA and every 6 days by Dinka. And if you go to the website to get this information, you'll find out how high the emissions are. They are in compliance according to their permit, and this permit has been rolled over from DuPont. And if you read the permit, you will see how high the allowable limit that they have. And this has been going on for years. Since 2010, maybe, the chloroprene has been determined to be a carcinogen. So the plant has been knowing about this for years and has done nothing to take steps to bring the chloroprene down. We have no idea how high they were before the monitoring started by EPA in May. Now we know. Now we know. So when you know better, you do better. We want to inform the community about what's going on. Come to the meetings. If you see one of us with these red shirts with the only 0.2 will do, stop us and ask us what it's all about. We're only trying to inform the community. You make your own decision. When you have the information, you can make a wise and informed decision as to what you need to do for your children and for your families. That's why we're out in front of the Fifth Ward Elementary School trying to inform the parents. They may not know. We've been meeting since October. We are not having a lot of participation, so we're assuming that the people don't know. And this is a way to get out the word of what we're doing. We want you to be informed and involved. Get involved with what's going on in your community. We can't let things go on without speaking up and speaking out. We have to speak up and speak out about what's wrong. You're not going to let somebody in your personal life do you something wrong without speaking out. So this is in your life. Your life depends on this. So get involved. Say something. Don't sit back idly and quiet without letting the people that's harming you know what they're doing. We can't keep exposing our children to these large and high emissions of chloroprene and whatever other chemicals that they're letting out. When you smell something, call 911. Keep a record. If you smell something, some foul odors, call 911. They're supposed to come out and take a report. It's supposed to be a public record. This is one way we can correlate if this is something that's coming from Dinka with the data that we get on specific days when the chloroprene emissions are high. It may be in relation to what you're smelling. So please, when you smell something, call 911, keep a record. If you're having unusual episodes with breathing, respiratory, rashes, runny eyes, nose, keep a log. It could be related, then again it could not. But the only way for you to know is to keep track, keep a record, make calls when you're smelling some foul odor. It's not always detected with an odor, but you have to let the officials know if you do smell anything. Always keep a record, make a call. Again, we're concerned citizens of St. John, just trying to get out the word about the high emissions of chloroprene from the Dinka DuPont plant. Need to be aware of what's going on in your community. Take a stance. Say something. Mm-hmm. Yes, because the people are going to start talking. They're trying to find out what they were out there for, you know? So that's what we have to do. Yeah. And it don't have to be just in schools. It could be anywhere. Just wherever that crowd of people is going to be passing by. So.
These are Fifth Ward. These are high school.
Okay. Just put them behind. They got mixed up. I had them all separated.
I tell you what, let me take some more because Kelly's been doing a bang up job.
We're going to be out again this afternoon when school is out, trying to get some more of the parents to let them know about the high emissions around the school that their children attend as well in the community. Because most of the children that goes to Fifth Ward live in this community, so not only are they exposed at school, they're exposed at home. So the parents need to know. The community needs to know. And that's what we're doing. We're getting information out to people to let them know what's going on in the community. Come out and join us, concerned citizens of St. John. This is only the first issue that we're tackling. Right now, it's very important that Dinka DuPont get these emission levels down. 0.2 has been determined by EPA to be the best standard, and we want them to be held to that standard as well. The emissions are sometimes 500 times that. That is too high. This chemical chloroprene is a likely carcinogen, could cause cancer and other ailments. So we want the people to know what's happening in the community. Come out as concerned citizens of St. John. You're a member of the community, so we're letting you know. Again, we'll be out this afternoon. If you see us, stop by and get some information. Tell somebody about what we're doing. We want the public to know. This goes from Mount Airy to the spillway. These emissions are not just around the Fifth Ward Elementary School. That's what we're highlighting this morning, but the whole community is affected. If you go to the EPA website, you can get some of the numbers of how high the emissions are. You can also come out to the meetings that we have every first and third Tuesday at the Chapatulas Chapel on River Road in Reserve, Louisiana. We're going to be out again this afternoon. We're trying to get the word out. If you see us, stop, get a flyer, find out what's going on. Okay, and we're out.